What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Logisticalstyles coming at you on the other side of DJs at the Poll. So the day has come. There have been so many DJs out there going to their different events and setting up, having a lot of different kind of results. And I did get to go out. I was at I think when I put the video up yesterday, I did not have a location assigned to me yet, but later on last night around 9:30 or so, they sent me a text and said I had a location, and it was going to be a evening shift from 3 to 7 at a middle school not too far from me, probably about maybe 20 minutes from my house. So I was ready. I was packed. I definitely made changes to what I ended up using. I originally planned on using the setup that was in the picture that I posted, but I went this time. I decided to go with my small Newmark DJ to go 2-touch, hooked up to my iPad Pro, which is running DJ, and hooking that up to a Mackie Go Thump, and putting it on a keyboard stand and just putting the blanket over it or the tablecloth over it and just tucking it in. And I went that way because it is a very small, efficient, but yeah, it's small, it's lightweight, and it's efficient. It's a great setup. It's easy to use, especially if you're just doing background music. So I took that along with me, and I went to work. Got off from work. My job gave all employees 4 hours to use for voting on election day today. So I used the end half of my workday. So I went and left around 1:30, got to the site around 2:30, and that only took an hour because I had to take the train to get to my car to drive, and so whatever. So it just took a little while. But anyway, I got to the location, and the school, it's an elementary school, and it is empty. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 cars parked up front, but that's it. There's like no big activity going on. There's no line for people to vote, nothing. So I was still a little nervous and trying to be cautious about where I set up. Definitely want to be set up in front of the entrance. And they told us in the training that we need to be 150 feet from the entrance to the polling location. Well, that was interpreted differently by certain people. I think when they told us that in training, they were saying like from the door of the building that you're going into to vote, you need to be 150 feet away from there. The officer that came and told me to leave told me I had to be 150 feet from the property. So I was set up really, really far away. In fact, I felt kind of like maybe I'm too far away. Maybe I was trying hard to make my pictures look good, like I was right there in front of the school, but I wasn't. Even when you look at the pictures, I'll post it up here. When you look at the pictures, you can see that I'm like on the sidewalk in front of the school. Between me and the door to the building, the school where they were going in to vote, there's a parking lot. There's a little green area with trees planted, and then there's the sidewalk. And for me, there's a sidewalk, a little strip of grass, and the street. So, according to the officer, that's all that grass, that sidewalk, all that was school property, and you had to be 150 feet away from there, and that would have put you in the street or in the yard of the people across the street. So either way, it'd either be illegal or you wouldn't be welcome. So just go. That's what they told me. So, and I had a feeling it was going to happen because I got on Facebook in the morning and I saw all of the posts from other DJs who had early shifts, and there were they started early. There were people being told to leave by the police, by the staff at some of these locations, which is fine and expected. But then there were also the racist people that got out there. There were videos of people that don't look like me harassing DJs that do look like me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what it is. It's Georgia. It's the South, the home of a lot of bad stuff. So yeah, there were people hurling racial slurs. There were people trying to intimidate some of the other DJs, trying to drown them out by honking their horns and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was so glad that the location that they did give me at least was in a neighborhood that is my demographic. It's more black people. It's on the black part of town. And I knew I wasn't going to have too much of that. There are some older people that live out there and still hold on to their old ways of thinking or whatever, and some racists out there, but nowhere near as many as I would have encountered if I went into like North Atlanta or North Georgia or any other places. So the cop, I didn't push back on it. I just said, hey, I'm sorry. I was under the impression, and they told us in the meeting that we had to be 150 feet away from the entrance. They didn't say the property, but he pulled out the flyer that I had in my pocket that was provided to me from DJs from the Poll. He was like, no, look here. It says 150 feet from the property. And you know what? I misplaced that card after I've quickly packed up. So I need to go and find the card and see if it specifically says 150 feet from the property, because that's not what they told us in the training. They said from the entrance, stay away from the door, just get away from there. Even though there were some DJs that were screwing that up. I was watching these posts, and other DJs, they really didn't make it easy on us because they were doing some real dumb stuff. They told us not to have it at a loud volume. And there were DJs bringing out, I saw DJs with subs in their pictures. I saw DJs contemplating whether they should bring a small speaker or their big speaker set. And it's like, obviously, they said don't play loud. Bring your small speaker. They already told you only bring one, so that was trying to tell you that you don't need to bring a whole setup. And it just got, really bad with some of the other things the DJs were doing. They were playing ratchet music, really inappropriate music. I mean, like, I woke up and got on my feed, and one of my friends who's not a DJ, who doesn't know anything about this, was like, I was at the Poll, and there's a DJ up front playing, what's the song by Future? Stick Work or something, but that's a song about gunplay, and drinking lean and stuff like that. Like, why are you playing this type of music at an election day event? And playing it loud. One DJ said he could hear the other DJ at another location. You shouldn't be able to hear the music that loud. DJs don't know how to follow rules. You know what I'm saying? And that brings the heat on us that are, doing really innocent, stuff. I mean, my setup, I don't understand why I got shut down, because my location was dead. There was nobody there. I was basically playing music for the house across the street from the school. There were some kids in the yard playing, so I was playing music for them. They were the only people there, them and the cop who came up and told me to leave. And I get it, what I'm saying? I expected that to happen, so I'm not really too mad about it. I mean, it does feel bad when someone tells you to stop doing what you're doing and you're not supposed to be doing it, and it's a person of authority, you know what I'm saying? So that it never feels good. So I definitely get that, but I wasn't bummed that this was my time to shine and, play for the neighborhood or nothing like that. No, it's just another gig to me. And at the end of the day, I'm still getting paid for it. I was already on the clock for my regular job because my job provided me the time to go out and participate in voting activities, and I got a power station out of it. So I feel like I won. You know what I'm saying? Once the money deposits in my bank, then I'll definitely feel like I won. But I still feel like I'm ahead of the game. A power station that I was already considering purchasing, I got it for $100. They're going to send me another $400 for the 40 minutes of work that I did. So I'm not too mad about that either. So I think I'm going to just leave it at that. I mean, there are some other thoughts I have about it, but I just wanted to give a recap while it was fresh in my mind about what happened and what I saw happening with other DJs. But I think, they definitely, the company that put DJs at the Poll, the people that put that together, they should take this as a real big learning lesson, because every state isn't the same. I know they started from like up north in Pennsylvania, and they were able to, have really big performances and, it seemed like they got a great welcome at those events, at those locations. But here in the South, in Georgia, No. I mean, these are battleground states, as it has been said before, but no, they were not really trying to have people DJing at these events. And I think the company, they should look at this, take this as a learning experience, and find a better way to do this, to utilize DJs. We could have been used in so much better way. We could have been used at a voter registration drive or something where we're supposed to be there. This guerrilla marketing is not great, especially when it comes to politics. But anyway, I just wanted to give a recap of it, and maybe I'll do a little bit more in-depth video about what I feel like should have happened. But I'm glad it's over. I can get back to my regular routine. I have a wedding coming up this weekend, and then some other events coming up for holiday parties. So I'm excited about what the future holds for me. So be on the lookout for more videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. All right, peace.